I get asked this question a lot, and I think it's a really valid question. So if you want to know the answer, fabulous, good on you. How much money do I need to start in property? Well, depends what you're going to do in property, doesn't it? So the simple and easy and thankfully very reassuring answer is not that much money, because you can start as a deal packager. But let me take you through the different possibilities for you to start in property. I'm not a fan of rent to rent, so I'm not going to do rent to rent, because you just turn into a glorified letting agent. I want you buying assets. Ultimately, I want you learning how to source discounted deals. I don't want you just taking another landlord's deal and like being an administrator, because you might as well start a letting agency at that point. So let's start with, I don't have very much money at all, Suze. How do I start in property? Deal packaging. You need some money for compliance. You need to register with the ICO. You need to be a member of the Property Ombudsman. You need insurance, and you need to register for data protection. But all of that, particularly if you're going to pay for your insurance on a monthly basis, will cost you way less than £1,000. I mean, way less than £1,000. How much money can you make from deal packaging? Well, we used to charge 5%. So if the property was 300 grand, you'd be billing 15 grand, and you should get that paid within 8 weeks. I mean, 8, 10, 12 weeks. The fastest we ever got paid as a deal packager was 4 days, but really 8, 10, 12 weeks normally. Yeah. So less than £1,000 outlay, 15 grand in within 8 weeks. Not bad. And of course, I want you to do a deal a week, so then I want you billing out 15 grand every single week, please. So do you see, it's quite encouraging, isn't it, that you don't need as much money as you thought, because maybe you never heard of deal packaging, which is finding discounted deals, finding investors and selling the deals to investors. You don't need to buy them, so you don't need a mortgage, loans or debt. Flipping. Well, usually if you don't have all the cash, you'll be flipping with a bridge. And usually bridging will be 30% deposit down plus all the fees. You might be able to roll them up, and you might be able to roll the interest up and pay it at the end, or you might roll the interest up, depending. Different flips, different bridging companies do different things. You might roll the interest up and pay at the beginning, you might roll the interest up and pay at the end. It'll depend on what kind of solution you find with your financial advisor. But typically you're going to need 30% of the property purchase price plus all your renovation cost. Buy to let, you're going to need some money, but you should be able to pull all of your cash back out, so it's kind of temporary money, yeah, so that you can go again. Buy to let, normally mortgages around, you need a deposit of 25% of the property purchase, and then obviously your renovation costs. But if you buy discounted, which we did 45 million quid's worth of property, sourced for an agreed purchase price of 30 million quid. So we did over 200 deals in 4.5 years. So if you buy discounted, you put your cash in, 25% of the deposit plus the renovation cost, and then you refinance it at the new value, because you know how much it costs because you bought it discounted in the first place, and that's called no money left in. So you do need cash to go in, like you're jumping into the sea here, but then you can jump out quite quickly. So you need a temporary amount of cash, but you can recycle that money again and again and again. But and then finally, flipping. Oh, Suze, I really want to flip. I really want to make big money, but quite frankly, I haven't got any money. Joint ventures. Again, you need some compliance, but it's going to cost you a little bit less these days in compliance than maybe deal packaging. But I would still take insurance. I would definitely still be a member of the Property Ombudsman. And obviously you need to know about things like high net worth individuals and PS 13.3. But that doesn't cost you money. That just costs you time and compliance. Flipping with JV partners, you don't need to put any cash in apart from making sure you're compliant and insured. Your investors put the money in, you do all the work, you split the profit 50-50. So do you see, out of the 4 routes I've talked about today, only 2 of them needs more than only 2 of them needs more than £1,000. 2 of them need less than £1,000 for you to get going in property. Isn't that encouraging? Isn't that exciting? So you can get going now with very little. Just need some energy, some focus, some drive, some motivation, a business plan, some knowledge, some skills, and you can do it. So like the video if it's been useful to you, share it with some of your friends if you feel it's going to be really useful to them, and subscribe to the channel because I've got loads more cracking videos for you. Plus also hop along to my website. It's called thegoodpropertycompany.co.uk, thegoodpropertycompany.co.uk, and I have put loads of brilliant material for you to download immediately so you can have a right good rummage around and really enjoy yourself. I fly back to the UK tomorrow. Bye bye Barcelona. I've just watched the final sunset until I come back in a few weeks' time. But we got the moon and I'm about to go out for supper with one of my friends. See you soon. Bye.
All right, if you want to know more about raising private finance, over here you can click on and download immediately my fundraising pack. It is stacked full of everything I use to raise millions of pounds. Well worth downloading now.